beautiful souls. I am Awakened Soul, and today we're going to be reviewing Bitcoin, and I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your charts, or how I set up my charts. First thing, we're going to start in Bitcoin index chart, as it provides a lot of nice history. We're also going to make sure we're in the log scale. Wonderful. So I'd like to start off with my monthly, just turning on my 1226 EMAs. Right here, 1226 EMAs, right? We're gonna do a one touch, two touch to find our support. Turn on your magnet. So it's gonna be one touch, two touches. And I do use the chakra colors for my trend line. So our monthly is gonna be red. So just observing this right here, we could see that price action came, broke our support, and we back tested, right? So this looks like it's coming down just on our monthly time frame. Beautiful. We have our monthly trend line, and now we're gonna make that support here. Sorry, support, resistance, right? And all we're doing is connecting some trend lines. I'm actually not gonna do this because of this reason, right? When I turn on my higher high, lower low indicator that I love to use, it's guiding me and it's telling me that the lower high is here. Therefore, I'm gonna do a one touch, two touch. So right off the bat here, how to get my monthly target. So we would cross this trend line to the upside, this resistance to the upside. I will use my lowest price action, that's here, right? And right where it intersects, that's where my monthly target would be. So I'm going to go ahead and again mark it red. And same thing, one touch, two touches, cross to the downside. This is my highest peak, so my monthly target would be around 12K, my monthly bearish target. Yeah, 12. Okay, let me make sure we're saving it. Let's move on to our weekly. And every day, every time I come into the charts, I start off on a fresh chart, no expectations, and I just go for it. On my weekly time frame, what I want to do, it's also kind of repeat and rinse and repeat, right? So we know this is a critical monthly trend line. So what else could we do with this high? We could connect this lower high to this high, right? And in my eyes, what I'm trying to see is, what is it telling me? What is it showing me? Okay, and then let's go ahead and from this lower high to this new high that formed. And again, the reason I love this higher high, lower low indicator, as you can see, it's printing red highs, red high. This is a low, green low, so it shows you critical lows and highs, as we can see here. So a really great indicator that I recommend. It is your higher high, lower low indicator, and I play around with it. Usually I like to set it at 30, and then I play around with it with you know, with, oops, where were we? Nope, back to this chart. So now that I have my weekly trend lines, right, that's what I'm doing. I'm just connecting, you know, this support. What else could I see? Maybe maybe from this lower low to this, so it looks like a rising wedge right off the bat. Okay, now let's set our range. Our range is critical. How do I look into my range? Using my pivot highs and lows right here. This is gonna guide me and show me where my highs and lows are. And again, I like to just play around with it, see what's it showing you, and more than anything, concentrate on price action, right? Price action is here. So my low for my weekly will be here, and weeklies are orange. And my support, I'm just gonna go with maybe this high over here, right? Just because it's marking it. The pivot highs is helping me mark. And yeah, just visualize what's going on. Again, we're gonna get close to price action. I go from my monthly all the way to 5 minutes. But right, it's guiding me more than anything. It's guiding me, and as you can see right here, you know, I want to know where's the trend. Price action's above 1226 EMA, so we're in a bullish trend on the weekly still. So price action could definitely give us a nice retrace and then continue to the upside, right? We could still, that could be definitely a play. So let's go into our daily. Within our daily, right, just focusing on market structure. It's important to understand market structure. Market structure that repeats. We have trend down, contraction phases here, right? Contraction phase is sideways movement, trend up, contraction phase, trend up, contraction phase. So on our daily, we're just going to focus on our contraction phase here. So what I want to do in this zone, right? So those are different forms of contraction phases. But and if you go to your weekly, just really brief, just educational purposes here, right? We have different contraction phases in our daily, but within our weekly, you need to understand that this sideways movement here, this is its own contraction phase. Just like this contraction phase happened, right? We're making our own contraction phase here. Okay. So now that we're here, back to the daily. Within the daily, right, what is our contraction phase doing? What are we doing here? So what I like to do, turn on my highs and lows again and connect some trend lines, right? And just visualizing it, we're turning into a bearish trend, right? It's not confirmed in the daily because 1226 EMAs have not crossed, but if you go to your 24, not 24 hours, that's the daily, 23 hours, I do want you to know that the 12 and the 26 did cross as for a bearish trend to the downside. So something to keep an eye on. So within my daily, what I want to do is, first thing is set my range. This is my high, right? And this is going to be my low. Okay, so this is my daily range right here. Just like I said, this is our contraction phase. You know, I was thinking just really quick right now that I saw this, I was thinking of like a possible Head and Shoulders as our reversal. That would be wild, right? And if it happens, you saw it here first. Okay, focus. So we have our trend line and our support and resistance giving us our range. And we're also going to go from this low to this higher low, just to get that daily trend line. Okay, so at this point right here, if we cross, and when I mean cross, I mean a candle close cross. And if you don't have the setting, make sure it's on your tools to the right. I have countdown to bar close, and it guides us. Okay, we have 2 hours 45 minutes left for this candle close. So if this candle closes under this daily support trend line, I'm expecting a more of a down movement, right? So if this trend line would break and confirm, also I want to confirm this support here, major support at 26,527. My target would be based on this high again, and right where it intersects, that would be my target at 25,688. Okay, my dailies are yellow. Color coordinate everything. By the time I'm done, I have my techno party, right? And what I also want to do too that I didn't do is maybe I could go back on my weekly time frame, pull a fixed range volume profile. Again, just focusing on this contraction, so we do it from the right here, from the top left side to the bottom, right? And mark your point of control. So the weekly point of control is super low here at 16. So just mark it, label it. Let's go weekly POC, right? And the point of doing this is because price action will gravitate to the points of control. So could price action ever come back to 16? Absolutely. So let's do that same process in our daily now that we have our weekly. In our daily, I'm going to concentrate on this section here, right? So I'm going to go from this high to this low, right? And I have my daily POC here. Daily POC. Oops. And now you see why I color coordinate everything, right? Because I also want to, okay, just like we made a support in our daily, I just off the bat right here, this is going to be my resistance. So this rising wedge that could fall to the downside right now. Then we have, hold on. Sorry guys, hold on. Sorry about that guys, I'm back. So this is right off the bat, right? We see a rising wedge, and if we break this, we're coming, this is my first target right here at 25,688. Okay, so now let's move on to our 4 hours. Within our 4 hours, I'm gonna concentrate on just this contraction phase again, right? What is this zone doing? Pulling a point of control, right? Let's pull a point of control from the top to the bottom really quick. So price action is under point of control, so that's bearish. So go ahead and mark it, and my 4 hours are green. Right, so 4 hour POC. It's just a visual for you to understand that, okay, price action is under. So if price action is under, most likely it's going to drift and gravitate to the daily POC now. So within, I don't like this vertical line. I have to delete it. It's in my way. So, but you know how I got that daily target. That's the important thing. Okay. So right here, what do we see on our 4 hour, right? Let's just zoom in. What are we seeing here? No expectations, no nothing. Let's just connect some trend lines. And again, that's why I use my pivot highs and lows. It just guides me where the most critical highs and lows I should be concerned about. So in my 4 hour, again, we're gonna, this looks like a megaphone, right? I'm gonna connect the highs together. Go ahead and just highlight it here. This is my low to my low, right? It looks like a beautiful megaphone right there. Okay, what else do I see in my 4 hours? Pretty much that's all for now. This trend, could we get a retrace? Absolutely, because if we look at our RSI, we're probably super over sold here, right? So let's see if we can find any divergence. So where would my retrace be? So my retrace would be based on not this low. Let's go to the 9. I want to show you something. So my retrace would be based on this lower high, because this was the drop, right? We came down, we came up, but after this lower high was done, it came all the way down. So my retrace target on the 4 hour would be based on a fib full from lower high to the bottom of price action, right? And if we're in a downtrend, most likely we're going to make a bear flag. And it's important for you to understand that the bear flag, if price action stays under 38.20, that is a bear flag. And if price action comes above it, it's an invalidated bear flag. Therefore, right here, we could still have this possible bear flag playing, right? Big possibility as it's coiling up through this daily trend line. So something to consider, and I'll just go ahead and mark that target. Okay, what else do I see? Just what is the chart showing us more than anything, right? What are they showing us? Okay, so I'm happy with that. I like the 4-hour POC that I drew. I hope it was this one. And then we have a possible retrace target here. Okay, another thing, let's go into our 2 hours, right? When we're in our 2 hours, it's critical, again, market structure, right? We have a contraction phase here. We had a trend down. So this zone itself, it's its own contraction phase. So what is this zone doing? Let's just focus on our area, especially as a day trader, right? We know that it's playing, this is critical right here. This is our daily support. So this is what I'm visualizing, right? We could get that bear flag and we could continue like kind of coil through this and then boom, then come to the downside. And that's just after staring at the charts for 3 years. But within this price action, right, we're in the 2 hours. Let's get our range. What's happening? Where's our low? Where's our high? This would be our high, right? This is our resistance here. This is going to be our support, this low, or actually this most current low could be our. So now you have a beautiful range. What does this look like off the bat? So we have two things happening right now. I see a possible W, right? And if that's the case, how do you get the measure move really quick? You go from neckline to the bottom of the candle, right? And this could be a possible target, the retrace. Invalidating the bear flag, it's fine. It's just going to be a retrace. That's a possibility. What other possibilities are playing out here? We could see a possible bull flag. Do you see it right here? Let me show you really quick. Right? Let's just focus on price action. What is this contraction phase telling us? Get a measure move from this flagpole to the upside. And beautiful. You see that confluence to our 38.5 retrace for that bear flag. This could definitely play out, right? So just like we have bullish targets, what's my bearish scenario on the 2 hours? So on the 2 hours, I mean, just based on the daily trend line, we could just roll over. So it's something that to consider that we're under the daily or above the 4-hour support. So this is a critical zone right here. Critical zone. So price actions under daily, above the 4-hour support resistance. So if we were to break to the downside, right, we could definitely just start and boom, right, making a head and shoulders. You see it? I hope you see it. So this could be a play too. This could be a right shoulder, left, right, and give us one more and then come down to the downside. Getting that measure move from the head. Breaking that neckline. And then, you know, it's probably going to be that 4-hour. And then come back down to our daily support. Beautiful, right? So those are your two scenarios right here on the 2 hours. Now let's go into the 30 minutes. So how to take a trade, or so you know you have two expectations here, right? Let me delete this. We know we could go up as a bull flag, or we could come down. And right here, just with your pivot highs and lows, I'm gonna go do a 6 really quick. I want to set a range. What's your range coming into the charts right now? What do you see? We see those scenarios, so we could take a long here or take a short here. So this is going to be my range. This is going to be my high, right? This is going to be my low. So allow your ranges to play out, because it could continue. Price action could continue here. You don't want to be trading that as a trader. So what you want to see is this high breaking, retrace, and then continue price action to above. Or right here, enter this short that's playing out right now, right? If we roll over to the downside, and having stop loss at the highs, like stop loss should be right here. Oops, sorry. I hope that makes sense. Stop loss should be no bigger. If you're shorting the market, this is where your stop loss should be. Because we know if it breaks this trend line, now we're into a bull flag pattern, right? Or another confirmation, you know, I like to go to the 5 minutes. I like to just draw a trend line right here from this low to this high. And once this breaks, right, you're gonna have your 1226 EMAs turning bearish. You're gonna have this trend line breaking. You're gonna have this 5-minute support breaking. 5-minute support would be right here, right? And take that short. So I hope that helped. I hope you learned something. I love you guys, and remember to do everything with love. That's how I set my trades. That's how I view them, and may the force be with you.